Hello my sweets. It is Tuesday and Tuesday has gotten away with me, but I would love to talk about these pouches that I'm planning on making. So sometime last year I bought these pouches and a bigger, more natural canvas coloured ones with the intention of screen printing them. So I started with the bigger natural coloured ones. I'll pop in some pictures now so you can have a little look-see. And because of the shape of these pouches, they're quite like cubed. The reason I bought these is I was like, this is the type of pouch that I would like to use, like out of like pouch types. I think the shape is nice, like how it looks, and I think it's deceiving how much it fits in it. So that's why I went for these shapes. But because of how they would fold to be flat, screen printing them was an utter nightmare. Like honestly, shocking. To the point, like detrimental to my art practice. Shocking how bad it was to screen print them. Anyway, I got there in the end with the big ones, but I just kind of like absolutely pied off the small ones. So I've kind of been thinking about what to really do with them. And what's interesting, usually with my creative practice, what I do is I will make a lino cut and then like tidy it up digitally and then like put it on a screen and screen print it. Whereas you can actually just print directly from a lino cut. Now obviously I have screen printing ink, but you can buy fabric block ink as well. Hang on. Ta-da! Here it is, but I've not actually used it before. Anyway, so I have been playing around with what to do with these pouches, and I've been actually quite into like American quilt folk art type stuff. So I've been kind of making some fun little lino cuts. They have been printed actually. Why don't I just show you this? This is kind of like my mock-up design. I like cut out a piece of black card, which is the shape of the bag. So at the moment I've not like cut down the sides fully. This, by the way, is not a good example of my printing skills. I literally just went bleh, bleh, to kind of see composition more than anything. So like, take this with a grain of salt. This one is massive, but this one here is quite big in comparison to these three. So I think what I'm gonna do is trim these bits off and then essentially like cut it off here, so it's more of a similar size to these ones. This one is actually the same size as this one, but doesn't really have a whole lot more on it, so I might actually just trim it and get rid. Hello my dudes. I thought I would slippity slide on here with a little voiceover as I showed you a close-up of these test prints that I was doing. And whilst I was doing these, I had a little thought and a little chuckle to myself, which I thought I would share. So I graduated when I was 26, which is almost 4 years ago. Even before that, all throughout the time that I have been studying the arts or something artistic, I always remember, like at the beginning of years, like whether it's in my art foundation or whatever, teachers talking about how, you know, if inspiration strikes you write down the back of a napkin, like draw something out. Particularly in my degree, how I should start with like small little doodles and have like 20 of them, and then like have all this different process. And I just did not care for it. I was always the type of person that was like, cool, I've got one idea for this brief and go, go, go. So for reference, I did graphic design as opposed to fine art or any like mixed media
degree. Mine was like specifically graphic design. And you know, like if I'm coming up with a logo for something or whatever, like just to, you know, draw loads of little ones and then like get more and more in depth with it. Anyway, at the time, just really did not have any desire to do that. I just wanted to run with one idea and get it done. Whereas now that I'm creating my own stuff and it's my own name and my own, you know, arts practice behind it, oh, how the tables have turned, my guys. I do so many tests for a product, and I think in part it's because it's, you know, my money behind it. I'm trying to build something, like build a brand, and just like share my creative practice with people. I do always try and have functional pieces within any type of collection and stuff like that, not just prints, in this case pouches. And it was just making me laugh to myself how I would make 10 nigh on identical test prints before I even moved on to do a test on fabric. But anyway, I just thought I'd share that even after education, we're still learning. But also maybe those tutors did have one or two things that were correct. Anyway, back to the video. I'm done test printing now, maybe at this point, I think. Hello there! How's it going? Hi. Where are we at fabric Linocut printing tests? I am happy with how they look on paper, and I do have a few black tote bags that are like misprints from a previous launch, or like a previous project. So I'm going to do some printing on them today and like actually try out the fabric ink, because whilst I have used SD Linocut like for paper ink fucking forever. Oh, I thought it was just here. It's not, wow. I haven't actually ever used the fabric ink. I want to have a little test beforehand, but they are slightly thinner than the pouches that I want to print on. But what I also want to try today is, oh, don't mind me, I'm going to cross my legs because I'm a child. What I also want to try today is how I'm going to print on them. So I think I've mentioned earlier in this video, I've actually done a project with this type of pouch before, but it's slightly bigger and they're like a natural color as opposed to a black. And it was like my white whale of printing last year, because again, I feel like I'm repeating myself. I'm making these products like something that I would like. I feel like they're like really nice quality. It's a pain in the butt to screen print them. So that's why I'm going down the fabric Linocut route. And also why I want to try that ink out is because I obviously do have screen printing inks. So I could in theory use that, but use it with the linos. But I'm just gonna kind of see which one works better. But also, I obviously need to think about printing, like whilst again, I could keep these flat and out, like where the zip lies and where like there's a big line in it, as you can see like here kind of. I know it's black so it's a little bit hard to see. What I'm thinking of doing is cutting up the sponge and putting it in here, and so when I push the lino, I'm gonna stop wielding the knife, when I like push the lino down there's like a bit of resistance. If I was to screen print like this just wouldn't work, but with it being essentially a rubber stamp, I think this could work. So what I'm gonna do right now is a little bit of an arts and crafts project and make a cuboid to fit perfectly in this. So it should be super duper, hopefully easy to print, and hopefully it makes it easier. I guess only time will tell. This is just literally the car sponge that I got from my Asda. This is what I actually use not to clean my car. I use these during screen printing anyway, so I had a few of these lying around, so it's no harm, no foul if it doesn't work. But yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do today. Why don't I just look on the website? That makes so much more sense. So we've ran into the slight hiccup in the fact that, so like where this bend is slightly, it goes just under what the height of this is, but I think that's gonna be fine. But the width is, well, so the width of this is 7, which I find hard to believe, but this is like 4.5. So anyway, I'm gonna cut it. I'm just gonna cut it and then go from there, essentially. But otherwise, it's like a pretty perfect size for it. So let's give it a go, shall we? Okay, so first test, not terrible, but not fantastic. Like, the texture just doesn't look great. And I think in part, I don't know if you're able to see, like, it's the roller. Like, when I roll it, it doesn't roll, it just moves around. So I've got an idea. I have like a mini, it's not that mini, but a sponge roller, like you use for decorating. And I have like a clean one and everything. I think I might give that a go and see if this comes out better. If not, I think I'm gonna try a different ink, and I'm gonna try screen printing ink, which I already have, and I have like a medium to sort of like thin it out and stuff like that. So, okay, like as I said, like not terrible but not amazing, like it's not opaque. And like here, particularly the first one, you can definitely see sort of like the lines in which were in the ink that transferred onto the roller that transferred onto this. So, could be better, could be worse. That's why we test. Okie dokie, here goes nothing. Okay, that definitely rolls, but like how much ink is this gonna take up? Okay, all right. And then let's do it on the big one just so I'm able to see. I don't know. I know you can't see anything. Well, let's give this a go, shall we? I'm a bit apprehensive, but I shall be honest with you. Let's do this straight underneath. Okay. Oh, sorry, you're on my barren. I mean, listen. Does this look cleaner? Yes. On the camera, it looks a lot more white than it does in person. I might put a little bit more ink on this. Oh dear. Okay, let me move. So this is much better, but there is still like a little bit of discoloration. But I don't know again if this is to do with the weave of the fabric, because that's what it seems to be as opposed to the sponge. But then like, I don't know if there's like rollers that are more, because this obviously has a texture to it, the sponge that you can see, and I feel like that is in part imprinting on this. I know that you can get rollers like this which are sponge, but I always assumed that they were for children, but maybe actually it's for this, like maybe it is for fabric printing. I'm gonna do a little bit of research and see, because like this, like the ink here like is performing much better, so I think the ink's not a complete bust, but it's just finding what works best for it. Again, I may still just use plain old screen printing ink, but seeing as this is specifically for this, you would think this would be the best thing for the job. Hi everybody. Today we are going shopping. I really want to, well, A, get that stuff that I need for fabric printing, but also I want to go to Wilko and get some stuff to like organise my, God, why can I not talk? I'm doing my shoes at the same time, so clearly can't multitask. I also want to grab some stuff from Wilko, some of those like crates, like the hay crates, but not hay crate prices. And, oh, I'm getting a phone call. It's my boyfriend, hang on. Hello?
You right?
And I'm back. Oh, wow. Lol. Titties for all. As I said, today I'm going shopping, and mainly I want to get this stuff for the fabric printing. Like, here's my, like, I'm so bad at putting stuff away. Here's my, like, remnants of this, but I'll need to wash this anyway. But yeah, so I want to get some stuff for fabric printing with lino, but I am going to go via my parents' house. I have a scanner and printer all in one, and I've just not repurchased ink for like a year. I definitely know this is something that I need to do, but I've just not done it. Whereas I know my dad is very good at making sure that his printer is well stocked with ink. So I honestly thought that's who was going to be calling me as well. So yeah, so I'm going to break into my parents' house and use their printer. And by break in, I mean use the key that they gave me voluntarily. I also want to show you, I'm a bit of a plant
lady these days. It kind of crept up on me, in all honesty, but it makes me happy, and I've got a lot of love to give, and I'm choosing to give it to my like 50 houseplants. But anyway, I repotted some plants the other day, well, all the ones that needed repotting, and we got a little baby, like absolutely being swamped by the other leaves. But look, a little fresh leaf, and this one's like super duper, I don't know, I don't want to say cut out, but you know what I mean. Look at this baby, it's so shiny. I have genuinely thought about putting a little segment in these videos of plant of the video. I actually wouldn't even say that's plant of the video. That plant is like one of my favorites though. Plant of the video, let me show you. Let me show you plant of the video. Oh my god. Is this baby over here? So by the way, I feel like I need to explain this. This is like my Frankenstein grow pot for succulents, where I just like pluck all these things out. Like this was stuck in here and like goes off this. It's like absolute experiment city with propagation and replanting and all that stuff. So he's not the cutest to look at, but I've never seen like a succulent grow on the side like that. But anyway, that's not the plant of the week or the video. This one here is, because look at this. This little succulent is so happy. I'm unsure if this is actually like flowering or if it's just like a little baby, because initially when it was like just down here and here and I saw it, I thought, oh yes, it's flowering, but it just kind of looked like flowers. I'm not that much of a plant expert for somebody that has so many, but this is plant of the video. I absolutely fucking squealed when I saw this. But don't worry, we've got plenty of plants for plants of the video. We're not a plant channel, but I just like them. They bring me lots of joy. Like, look how big this peace lily is. It's fucking huge. Look at these leaves. Ah, I love it. Anyway, as I said, we're going shopping via my parents' house. My boyfriend's finishing work early. That's what he was calling about. So hopefully by the time I'm back, he's gonna be back from work and we're gonna go into town together. Little does he know, he's gonna help me carry things. Funny. Anyway, come along with me.
Hello my dudes, it's been a couple days. I have acquired said fabric printing kit. I got it from Cass Arts, and do you know what, like, I think I understand why I thought this was exclusively for children, because their children's set includes more of a spongy thing, but also came with a colouring sheet. So there's that. We've got some fish, some like, I don't know if you see like an angry shark. I don't know if this is supposed to be inspiration for my prints. Maybe. I mean, like, honestly, I've done a koi cut. What else we got on here? There's birds, there's plants, you know, makes sense. Anyway, so I've got what I've needed, and I've not actually opened this properly. Let's do a haul. It's got some like proper like foam board. Oh. Yeah, so there's a piece of foam and there's like 3 pieces of, I think it's like their like super squishy easy stuff. And then it's got one of their cutters, but with only 2 cutting tools. So it's got, I think, like number 1 and like their biggest one too. Interesting. We've got some black fabric printing ink, which is slightly smaller than the one that comes in the multi-pack. And then one of their trays to do it on, which I am not going to use. I'm going to use that acrylic board that I've literally got right here. And yeah, I thought I would show you from the other day the tests that I did. This definitely, now this is dried, it is brighter, but still is not that full opaque. I appreciate on this, it's not showing how light this is. So anyway, we're gonna do some tests, and we're gonna test on the sponge filled one and just go for it. If, you know, I get into a rhythm and I'm happy, we may well print all these bags today. I have no idea where the day's gone. It's like well into the afternoon. I truly do not know what has happened. I had to go to the shops to buy food for dinner. My mum popped over for a cup of tea. I did basically some house errands, like some washing, but I don't know how. We're like well past 3 o'clock at this point. So I want to get a wriggle on, real like our power hour, and get some stuff printed and see how it looks. I am hoping that it is everything that I could ask for and more, but there is only one way to find out. So let's get cracking. I need my spatula. Let me go get it. Okie dokie, I am much happy with this, although I have got a little bit of noise come through on this one, which is food for thought, but like these ones here, as you can see, like much more vivid, which is exactly what I wanted. I'm happy. So now let's move on to this bad boy. Let's hope the sponge inside works out. I'm actually a little bit worried. Like, I bought a couple extra to literally use as tests, so I shouldn't be as worried as I am, but I am excited. This should, I feel like this ink's just a little bit thick, but then I think you do need it to be quite thick to get what I want. I think I just better do it. I think I've just got to do it. Okay. Now the question is, hang on, let me get my reference. Do you think I should start on the sides? Like do side, the middle, or do a middle, side? I reckon do side 1, side 2, and then fit that in the middle. Okay, let's give it a go, Alrighty, are you ready? I don't know if I am. Ah! Okay, let's go. Oh, she's done it now. She's done it. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, I can see. Okay. That's not so bad. Honestly, it's like when it's dry, it has got a few lines on it. Okay, but this is the test. We're testing. 1, 2, 3. Maybe if I do it just with my hands. Let's see. Maybe I don't need the baron. Maybe I just need my fingers. Okay. Again, it's a test. It's a test. Ta-da! Oh, it has got quite a bit of noise. Don't know how to. Okay, we'll do the sides. Alright, well, as I said, test. Okay, alright, we got so much fucking noise with that. Oh, I don't know how I feel. It's messy. It's not as perfect as I'd envisaged. I think I am just gonna like properly cut this out. What I might do is I might let this one dry and then on the other side do it just so like it presses against my hand as opposed to the sponge. Could be better, could be worse. It is cool to see it like actually on the bag though, because like as much as I've gone, oh yeah, cool, like it's actually like nice to see it. And like stuff like this texture up here where there's a piece missing, like I can rectify that. I can like paint a little bit in. If it's just like a little bit here and there, I don't mind. I want it to be more opaque, more clean. Part of me also thinks if it's something to do with the material itself as well, because it's canvas. But I mean, it does look cute, but like it also kind of does look like someone's gone at this with Tipp-Ex. So that's my only worry. I could also try it with screen printing ink. I do have plenty of screen printing ink which I could use instead, but I don't know if it would roll out as well. This is why we do so many tests. I can tell you for free, I will never ever buy a pouch this shape again to print, because it has just been like those, and like the frond ones that I did screen print have just been utter nightmares. So, you know, but could be better, could be worse. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at with this. Could be better, could be worse.